Here we are at Koda We're going to go over some 1 rep max thrusters. So what you need to know is that we're soon going to go into a thruster EMOM cycle. And a lot of people have some issues when it comes to thruster in positioning of the hips, specifically, and the ankles, and a little bit of some wrist issues. So let's go ahead and have Coach Rochelle here demonstrate 3 good thrusters. Notice she's got a good rack position. She gets her feet set. She's going to go into full front squat, hips below the knees, pop that weight up overhead, finish it up nice and strong, control the weight. Those are good reps. 2, let's do 1 more. Nice. Let's go ahead and rack it. Okay, so if you can do that, you're obviously doing good. You can come up and warm up with the class and be good to go. The question comes up is when you have some restriction issues, whether that be hips and ankles, which we have a tendency to see both at the same time, or maybe some wrist issues. So let's address hips and ankles first. What we're expecting on these thruster EMOMs is people with tight hips. I'm not going to be able to go through these specific warm-ups with everyone before class. So if you see a thruster EMOM coming on, I would really like it for you to come in and work on some of this stuff early, knowing that this is coming up. So let's pretend Rochelle has some bad hip or ankle flexibility. One of the things she can do before class is come in and get in on this band, set it up around her waist. She can step back where she's got a foot on each side of this plate and go ahead and get in this real deep squat. What this plate will do is allow it to keep her toes pointed forward and really allow her to be able to shove her knees wide in the bottom. That's going to pull her hips closer to in between her feet and give her a little more ankle flexibility. Notice here her torso is really upright. If she got in a front rack position, the bar would be in a good stable position right above her foot. If her butt was back too far, she would have a tendency to dump it. So what this is doing is allowing her to find that range of motion and really work through it. I'd recommend holding this for about a minute, then walking around for about another minute, and then getting on it again, doing 2 sets of 1-minute holds. Go ahead and come up. So that's something you can do before class. If you're still having issues, we have these square mat sections here that you can put underneath your heels. So, Rochelle, can you give me like 3 reps with your heels up on those mats? And so you do it just the same way. You would have it racked, step back out, put just your heels on top of those mats, and go ahead all the way down, and fully up. And what that's going to do is allow her to get her hips more in between her feet. She'll have that torso upright more and be in a steadier position. Go ahead and rack it. So this can be the option you come in and do before class on your own, and then we can use these during class to give you a little bit more. It's basically just a false Olympic lifting shoe. So one of the other issues we see a lot is when people come in and they can't quite get that bar in a good rack position. It tends to be out in their hands, their wrists are really hurting, they're front squatting, and the weight's never in a good shoulder rack. During these EMOMs, there's too many reps where that'll cause a lot of pressure. So what I'd have you do before class is come in and roll out your triceps on a bar. So you notice Rochelle's set up. She's got her triceps rolling out on that bar. And what she's kind of wanting to do is to sort of wave it herself. When she finds a tender spot, she's going to open it up and really work that tricep. And you'll notice if she spends about a minute on this arm and then gets back into a rack position, she'll have that right arm that she just worked up much higher than the left and be in a good solid rack position. So whether you have ankles and hips issues or whether you have wrist flexibility issues, these are the things we want to be doing anytime we have this thruster EMOM, which is going to be the next 4-week cycle here at Koda. Thanks for watching. Good work.